The first guest of our session is a football icon. He's Dutch, and he's the youngest player to score in the UEFA Champions League final at only 18. That deserves a clap, yeah, right. And do you remember the person yesterday, Clarence Seedorf? Yeah, he won the UCL with 3 different teams, yeah? He was the guy that scored for Ajax in that final, so it's all thanks to him, yeah? He has got 246 goals playing for the top teams like Ajax, Barcelona, Newcastle United, and of course, the Dutch national team. Fans in Georgia have grown up watching his displays at the top level, like 1998 World Cup, Euro 2000, etc., and etc. And what an amazing opportunity to see and meet this person live on stage in Tbilisi. He's a football administrator, an active coach, and the father of 3 footballers. Please welcome legendary Patrick Kluivert.
¿Está bien? Muito bien.
Sit or not?
Yeah, you can sit.
Okay.
Joining Patrick on stage, we have a former head of development of ESPN. It's you, by the way. We have a huge sports fan. And he's also the founder of Neuhaus Ideas, which is a production company for all kinds of stories. The man himself, Adam Neuhaus!
Woo!
Go ahead.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. One of us played professional football and the other one didn't. Take your choice then. I want to just jump right in.
Yes.
You were one of the most prolific strikers of your generation. Is there a different mindset positionally from a striker versus a defender versus a winger? Was there anything particular in the way that strikers see the world that other players don't?
Well, a central striker, of course, sees the world different because you're the one person with your back behind, against the goal of the opponent. So that's one thing that's very important, that we can't look like we see all the pitch. So we need to adapt. We need to adapt on the pitch, and get in scoring position. And score a lot of goals, and that's the most important thing, I think, in comparison with the midfielders and with the defenders.
Have you seen an evolution of the striker position as you've watched, and can you tell us a little bit about what you've noticed?
Yeah, of course, you see a lot of different strikers, the ones who are more on the center, the more, moving around the pitch. So every striker has his own way of playing, and I think that also the coaches and the players, they need to really know what are the strong points of the strikers, so they can express themselves good on the pitch.
And you went straight from playing into coaching and football management.
Yes.
That must have been quite a shift. Did you see something different when you made that shift, when you viewed the game?
Yeah, you know what it is? If you play football, you don't really look at the other side of the football. And I think that after my playing career, I was the technical director of Paris Saint-Germain, first of all, and after that I was the Academy of La Masia, the director. And those are 2 different work, of course, because if you're the technical manager of a big club like Paris Saint-Germain, you work a lot with the head coach, and if you're the academy director, you learn more the way of developing the young players and to detect the quality of every talent. So there's 2 different things, and it's always good to have more influence in different parts of football, and I think that technical director side and also the academy director, it filled my baggage even more in football.
You still love the game then?
I love the game, of course.
So you come from one of the great player development, Ajax obviously, like legendary. What are the things that what are the couple of characteristics that you took from that experience that you brought to, technical director and those roles?
Well, the most important thing is that if you, of course, I'm grateful to have been in the development of the Ajax youth, and I was 7 years old when I started in the Ajax youth until the first team. And normally you check when you're a little boy what kind of position it fits with you. And I was quite quickly in you know, knowing what position is more on myself, and it's or the striker or a little bit behind. So I could really focus myself on developing my physical and my mental skills in the game. And of course, Ajax is one of the best youth academy in the world, I may say. And again, I'm really grateful to have been in that youth development.
Do you think player development has changed and shifted since the time when you were coming up?
Well, everything changes with the years, I think. So also the player development changes a lot. And you know, now you have new technology and everything. But I think that we need to stick, you know, with the development. You have to be close with the youngsters to help them and develop themselves, not only as a player, but also as a person. That
must have changed quite a bit. Obviously, there was no social media when you were 18 and having this amazing thing, and just understanding the psychological pressures of that. Could you talk a little bit about how that was for you when you were 18 and that type of spotlight, and then what you're seeing now for how players are dealing with that?
Yeah, I was quite young when I joined the first team of Ajax. It was actually that they were busy signing Ronaldo from Brazil to Ajax, but that bounced off because he went to PSV. And all of a sudden I was in the youth, the first striker, and Louis van Gaal called me. And he said, I want to have you in the first team. So I was like, what? I'm in the youth, so what I'm going to do now in the first team? So I was like, okay, we're going to you know, be quicker than normal, but I think that I could manage quite good. You know, the fame and the pressure, because it brings pressure with you, of course. If you play 1 year in the highest youth academy, youth teams, and then all of a sudden in the first team, it gives pressure. But personally, I like the pressure. You know, if you have a talent and you get the opportunity to show yourself on the highest level, yeah, I was feeling myself as a fish in the water, you know. So it was really nice to do the first steps in the highest team.
Even the phrase mental health wasn't really talked about maybe when you were coming up in that way, and now it seems like a buzzword or a buzz phrase for lots of different young players, and how they handle social media or how they handle any of the kind of pressures that go along. And not everyone is wired like you, fish in water when it comes to pressure. No, but what do you see in that mental health space? Yeah,
the mental health is very important, but luckily in my time there was no social media. Yeah, there was hives or, you know, those kind of social media things, but now again it's taking over, actually, you know, and I don't think that it's a positive thing, actually. But it's just the way it is. That's the era that we live in, and we need to handle with the social media. But yeah, I think it's you know, for me it's a big thing, because I got now my children playing you know, in Bournemouth. I have my other son who's playing in the Dutch second league, and I got my little one who's playing in the youth academy of Barcelona. And of course they are handling now all the social media, but it gives a sort of pressure as well. And I didn't have it in my time, and I was really happy that I didn't have it, because if I now look back when with the social media, I don't know what I would have done, because I think it's you know, it's a big impact what social media has, positively and negatively as well.
We've seen a lot of changes to modern football, both in all the leagues around the world, in the ownership, in the technology, in the media deal. You played, what I love seeing about your career, you played in so many leagues everywhere across the globe. Do you still think there are differences in how the leagues operate, or is there kind of a modern global football that's kind of everywhere?
Well, of course, you have difference in leagues. Some leagues are further than other leagues, and we have to respect that. By the way, coming back to your question, there are a lot of American people who are buying clubs, so thank you very much. No, but you know, I think that the leagues, well, the European leagues, of course, they're a lot further than other leagues. I think that from now on, the American League, if we stay with the American League, everybody knows that in 2 years will be the World Cup in America, Canada, and Mexico, and I think that the leagues and even the MLS and the USL will be exploding very big. I think that in America the football growth will be humongous. But I think, you know, the competitions, the Italian competition, the Premier League, the La Liga, you know, those competitions, the Bundesliga as well, of course, and the Belgium League, you know, they're exploding quite big, and they will stay, of course, on a high level. That's what I think.
What can you tell us about the differences in fan culture in all the leagues? If you were to talk through each of the leagues that you played with, and what the fans were like, I'd like to know what the differences are. Who are the wilder fans? Who are the most knowledgeable fans?
Well, the wilder fans, for sure, the Turkish fans. Really, in positively and in negatively as well. But you know, as you said, I played in a lot of leagues, and in every league, the fans, you know, are very enthusiastic, very connected with their clubs. But you know, in Turkey, you know, it's quite spicy. Everybody knows and everybody see the news. We don't have to be proud of that, of course, but these kind of things happen, and you know. This is the way it is, and I think that the fans, in general, they're really stick to their clubs and doing the best thing to help and you know, bring their team to the highest level.
Who are some of the? Go ahead, applause. Yeah. Who are some of the players that you like to watch? The current players that truly.
The current players?
Yeah, current players, up-and-coming players, or players you'd like to watch for a while. Just maybe some names that maybe we wouldn't expect as well.
Of course, I look, from my position, I look more to the strikers, but I admire a lot of players. You know, everybody knows Haaland, I like Musiala, Mbappe, I can name a lot more, you know. Kvaratskhelia, yes, great player. Yes, great player. Absolutely great. And also congratulations, by the way, by qualifying for the European Championships. But I think that you know, you have a lot of great talented players who come up now, because, with all respect, also the Messi and the Cristiano era is you know, it's floating away a little bit. Of course, there will be always icons, and they will stay icons as well. But you know, the new generation has to come up, and they are coming up. You know what I just said: Haaland, Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo, you know, Lamine Yamal, Kubarsi. You know, those are young players who are now touching. Sorry. Kvaratskhelia, of course. You know, those kind of players are, you know, are marking their pathway to the top, and I think that that's important.
If I were to wave a wand and put you in charge of all football across all leagues right now, what are a couple of changes that you would like to see? All this power, just to.
Well, you better can't ask what I don't like to see. You know, the VAR is, I think, a very good tool, but we don't have to take it out of proportion, because, you know, football, when we were playing, Shota, it was no VAR. It's just, you know, it's a foul, and it's a foul, and just shout, and, you know. But now I think it's sometimes too much, the VAR. What I'd like to see in a change, maybe instead of a throw-in on your own half, or on the half of the opponent, then you can put the ball downstairs and then just play it in, and also like free kick. just put your hand on the ball and play it again to make it more attractive. Because nowadays, you also see a lot of young fans. They don't like to watch the whole game. They like to watch the highlights, you know, where the game is getting attractive. And I think that has to change. It has to be more, you know, quicker. And I think that in the future, that might change as well.
Do you think that player development, again, I love just thinking about the next generations coming up. Do you think the technology that is being used, you've had a chance to use it as a coach, what have you seen that is useful and what is too much information for a young player?
Well, some teams, they just buy players by watching the statistics. And I think that you also need to watch the player and know the player, talk with the player before buying a player, because some players are very good for the eye, but you know, on the field they don't act like you want. What more? There are a lot of things that I think that the AI will be even more developed. I think that clubs and also maybe the FIFA or the UEFA are going to use more AI in the future. You know, all the things.
How will they use AI, you think?
That's a good question. That's going to be developed. That's going to be developed. But I think that AI will be you know, a really important tool in the future.
Have you seen football tactics change?
Yes.
In terms of, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing.
Yeah, because I think that it doesn't matter if you play 4-2-3 with a one attacking midfielder or two defensive midfielders. It's for me as a coach, I think that you need to put the right players in the right position where they respond the best on their abilities. Then you can play with 3 behind or with 5 behind. It depends of the 4 main things. Is ball possession, ball loss, and the 2 transition moments. If you can really focus that more on the team specifically, what you're going to do at what time, because football on the highest level, it's about details. How can you do the details?
Because everybody is amazing.
Everybody has good players,
right.
But it depends on what time you do some sort of things. You know, can you get an opponent off guard? Those are the little key things that will make a huge difference. And that's what I do as a coach, that my players know what to do when some kind of situations occur in the game.
Moving off of tactics and AI, could you tell us a little bit about what was the locker room or the team that was the closest of the teams that you played on? And what do you think makes great chemistry on a team?
Well, of course, my first experience with Ajax, we had a very different group with foreigners, young players, experienced players. 94, 95, we won the game without losing not one game in the league. You know, I think that the most important thing is that in good times or in bad times, you have to stick together as a team, respect each other. Not every player is the same as everybody else, but as long as there's respect, discipline, and perseverance, you can go very far.
You played with a lot of legends, obviously. Could you talk a little bit about some of your favorite teammates of all time, or some of the players that you had incredible chemistry with on the pitch, and then certainly friends as well?
Yeah, I played with a lot of legends in my team, also against, of course. But let's talk about who I played with. One for sure is Ronaldinho. I think that he is a player, you know, everybody knows, you know, the audience know him, everybody knows the way he's playing. When he's going to the training, he's always smiling. You know, he's just football. and a kind person, because for me it's also important not only the player, what is also behind the player. And I think that Ronaldinho is one of the players that for me is really extraordinary. But I can, name a lot of players: Rivaldo, Figo, but also my Dutch colleagues. I had Clarence that you met yesterday. Fantastic. What I even think is that, especially in Holland, sorry to say, but he deserves much more recognition. What he has been doing, winning 4 Champions Leagues in 3 different clubs. It's just amazing, and for me, he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. But that's a personal thing. But yeah, name them. The most important thing for me is that I played for a lot of clubs in different countries with a lot of love, with a lot of passion, and with all the teammates that I shared the dressing room, feeling great, of course.
You don't mention a lot of defenders, a lot of like strikers.
Yeah, I wanted to mention one, and that's Marcel Desailly. Why? Because I played, of course, 3 times in '95 against AC Milan, and he was a pain in the ass, if I may say. He's got everything. He was quick, he was strong, good in the air, and all of a sudden, next year, he's my teammate, and sharing the dressing room. Also, when I was playing with the Dutch national team against France, I played also against him. So he's a guy who is, a fantastic person and a great player to have in your team.
So from player to coach and father, how do you deal with having so many sons playing, and do they come to you for advice? How do you handle being a dad and then also your incredible resource of, you also come from family business.
I'm a person that I'm not pressing, no pressure on my kids. I let them play, and if they have questions, of course, I answer them and I give them advice. But I'm not a dad who really, press him and no, you need to do this. No, because I think that it's not working. If he needs to develop himself as well, without me saying what he needs to do or what he has to do. No, he needs to develop himself. If he comes to me, of course, I've given him all the tools that are necessary, because lately I'm watching all the games that he plays, and of course I say to him, perhaps you could have done this better than the other thing, But I'm not a pain in the ass for my son, so that's good.
We are coming up on the cycle of the World Cup soon-ish, and soon we'll start. Can you have how does the Dutch team look? What is your scouting report on your
in the current Dutch team?
In the current.
Well, we have absolutely fantastic players together. I think they're still not performing on the highest level that they can, but they're preparing themselves very good for the European Championships in Germany, and everybody knows the importance of now shining in Euro 2025 or 26.
Yeah, 25.
Sorry, 25. Yeah. So everybody knows what they have to do, and they have to look at themselves first, and then to the others. That's my point of view of the current national team of Holland.
And obviously Georgia, a rising power in soccer and their performance.
Yes.
Could you talk a little bit about?
No,
it's play the home crowd here.
Yes, of course. Yes. No, you can be proud of Georgia. Of course, it's fantastic for the players individually, but I think also for the country, it's good for the fans. It's very good, and I hope that they can do well. I think the best thing and the nicest thing is there's not really a big expectation. Of course, everybody wants the best, but to participate already in the Euros, it's already a win. And of course, players like Kvaratskhelia, a few other players, they have extra pressure because they play in big leagues. But you know, to be an underdog is very frightening for other countries to play against them, because
nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Right, right. What is taking up most of your time these days? What are the things you're enjoying most?
Well, I'm watching hell of a lot of matches at the moment, because I need to be updated. I went away from sorry, from Adana, of course, but my focus is to get back on coaching very soon again. There are a few lines open at the moment, so you never know. In football, the changes can be very quick. Everybody knows that, and you know, I'm looking forward to have a new opportunity. But we will see. And for now, it's only watching games of my sons and looking a lot of games in the Premier League, in the La Liga, in the Italian league, in all the leagues, and of course following the Turkish league as well.
What do you love about coaching? Why do you have a burning passion?
Well, I like to inspire and give my my knowledge to the players. I like the team cohesion, and I like to prove that I can influence a team individually and collectively to achieve something nice in football.
I'm sure you learn after every experience you have. What are you taking away from your last coaching experience that you look to bring to the next?
Well, my last coaching experience was very good. I left Adana Demirspor when we were third in the ranking. And it's a pity, because we were busy with a lot of good things. The players were happy. After when I left, a lot of players left as well. And that's a pity to see, of course, a club where you work with all your passion, with your staff, doing a good job, and then leaving the players on their own, because you started something and you want to finish it. Normally, like you start something new and achieve something important, and it's a pity that you can't finish what you had in mind. But you know, when some door closes in one side, opens a door in another side. So I'm that open-minded, and I think that is a good way of thinking, and that's, you know, I went away with my head high, and again, it's a pity, but that's the way football works.
All right. Soon we're going to have some questions, so start to get those ready. I wanted to ask you, France '98 is viewed as one of the most popular World Cups of recent memory. You were obviously right in the middle of it. What are your recollections of that time, and give us some stories that we could
you see that I'm laughing already,
yeah,
because
see, exactly.
In the first game it was not so nice, as everybody knows, getting a red card against Belgium. Which I'm not proud of course, but I think that after 2 games being like the ball boy for the team, I came back in the game against Argentina, scoring the 1-0. And after that, in the semi-final, scoring the 1-1 against Brazil. So it was a very attractive World Cup for us. But I think that I have the sensation that at that time, my team, the Dutch national team, was the team to win the '98 World Cup in France, and I still have like a bad taste in my mouth that you know, it didn't achieve. But yeah, it's still, when you see the games again, we were such a balanced team. A lot of nationalities, you know, different players, and that was a team. And it's a pity that we couldn't at least come to the final, because if you're in the final, you can win, and that's still a thing that I still have pain in my heart from. Don't laugh.
It's been many years, but you have pain. That shows you're a football lifer. Yes. Love the game. Can we open it up to some questions? Lots of hands, yeah.
Yeah, that's the perk of being a host. You get to, you know, ask the first question. Thank you for the conversation.
You briefly touched upon talking about the national team of Netherlands, the Dutch national team. You talked about the current state, etc., etc. But I want to ask, you've been there, you know what's going on inside, and you just remember the '98 World Cup. I also remember I didn't watch, but I know the Euro 2000, again losing on penalties against Italy, right?
Rub it in.
Yeah. Sorry. And then going to final in 2010. So what I mean is that the team is always there, the players are there. Man, the style of play is amazing. I love watching the national team of Netherlands to go out on the pitch and enjoy themselves and make the fans enjoy the game. But there's always something, you know, this extra little step that drives you towards the win. And unfortunately, you couldn't get that. Sorry, I know this is painful, but yeah. What do you think? What did you guys lack during those times to get you to the top of the hill?
Luck is one thing. Luck. We lack luck, and I think that every big tournament we are in as a Dutch national team, we always go for it. I think that you also see the qualities that we have in the team. It doesn't matter if it's a World Cup or a European championship. We always bring good football. Fighting spirit is always there. But now, you know, the luck needs to come also. But I think that also luck, it's not that you have to wait for the luck. You need to get luck. And I think that's the main thing, what's lacking, because we have fighting spirit, we have quality, we have players who play in the highest competitions. Come on, now we need to finally, after 1988, to have an important cup coming the Dutch side now. Sorry? Thank you. I wish George also luck.
Patrick, first of all, thank you for your speech. Thank you for as a football player, as a coach. I'm a huge Barca fan. But I'm going to ask you one question about your son. And during this question, please forget that he's your son. I'm talking about Justin, because I followed him since he played in young Ajax, and I know that he's super talented. And what do you think? What is his maximum? Thank you.
Scouting report on your son.
Yes. No. I think that Justin now at the moment that he is now, he's performing very good. He has been in various clubs, even more clubs than me, on his young age. And I don't think I don't know if it's a good thing, but that's the way it is at the moment. He's feeling good. He's performing well. I was hoping that he might get an invitation of the national team as well to show his qualities after he made his debut against Portugal a few years ago. But yeah, the most important thing for me is that he's feeling on his position at the moment, and I think the stretch is still there. If he can, can go to another level in the Premier League, to our bigger club, I think his qualities will even grow more. But at the moment, he's good. He's good where he is, and I speak daily with him. Actually, he's playing later against Manchester United, which is a great game for him. And he's doing at the moment. He's doing very good, and he's happy.
Who's got the mic?
I think something's burning here.
What is going on here?
Gorillas in the mist.
Yeah, good.
Hello, it's a big honor having you here in Tbilisi. You spent 1 year at Newcastle United, and you see a lot of money investment coming into Newcastle United. Personally, I'm a fan of Manchester City. I have on my fan page of Manchester City on Facebook. If someone wants to follow me, it's like a paid advertisement. Of course, and after hard working many years, after KDB, Pep Guardiola, Manchester City finally won Champions League and Premier League many times. Do you see, can Newcastle United repeat the same win, repeat the same road, and after 5 years or 7 years, maybe win Premier League or Champions League?
Yeah, well, yes, why not? I think that Newcastle United has great players. I think that from the beginning of the season, they bought a lot of good players. At the moment, it's not going that good, but in the beginning, they did a great job, and why not? Why not?
I love to ask you a question about the transfer market in general. It seems like player empowerment is quite different now, and the money has exploded.
Yes.
What is your perspective upon seeing that? Beyond wishing maybe that.
I think that Shota and I were really devastated that we were born that early, because you know the prices and I think our qualities. If you look at it now, we could have earned a lot of money as well. But yeah, you know the right players and the talented players and the quality players, they need to earn. But now I think that looking at the quality, some players are earning too much money, and you know, in our time it was football. If you play the game on the right moment and give it your best shot and show that you are capable to maintain a certain level in different competitions, then you're a top player, then you're a top legend. But my doubt is that some players are overrated and overpaid the wages of them.
Yeah. There was one right here. Sure, right here.
Thank you for coming in, Georgia, and for your talk. Actually, football is more than just a game, right? It has a huge community and huge impact on society. You can make people happiest, show the example what is the fighter spirit, power of belief, and show them how to not give up, right? So players are not playing vital role, not only in stadiums, but also behind it, right? Probably it is, this responsibility is a heavy burden, but also great chance to become change maker on the world. So what is life with this power, and how this can be used by players for a better future?
Yeah, I think that football is one of the biggest sports in the world, with a great impact. And I think that if you're a player with a lot of fame and a lot of impact, you have to use it in a positive way. Towards your club, towards your country, but also towards your family. And I think that a lot of players have that in them, but they don't show it sometimes on the pitch. And sometimes it can be very frustrating for the fans to see that some players are not performing, are not running at the right time or the right moment. But believe me, every player wants to do their best. Every player, and I hope that that is the answer to your question. Yes?
Good.
Thank you.
Very good. Before we get to the next question, is there anything that you think fans don't know that they should know?
No.
Fans don't
No, because you know, fans are they need to know a lot of things, and they want to know a lot of things, but for sure they don't know everything, and it's better that we keep it like this.
Okay. Another question over here? Stand up if you have the mic.
Oh, here.
Okay.
My question is, who is the toughest player you played against?
Yes. Well, I said it already. That's Marcel Desailly, because of his strength, his personality. But not only Massadesi, Nesta, I played against Cannavaro. Those kind of players are, you know, top of the defensive line. And those kind of players, yeah, those are really the toughest defenders that I play against.
What about keepers?
Goalkeepers?
Yes.
They're not so they're not so important for me. They have to watch out for what strikers are doing.
Yeah, very nice. It's a striker to the core. I like it. Over here.
First of all, thank you for visiting us. Welcome to Georgia. It's a massive privilege to have this opportunity to come up with some question. In my childhood, you've been a huge inspiration. And in summer 1998. Me and my fellow friends, we used to play just score like Clivert. The header you scored against Brazil, for all of my generation, it has been like a role model. We, like in small stadiums, we never had the opportunity.
Sorry to interrupt, you said 88?
98.
Oh, 98, okay.
Yeah, France. The Brazil header.
Okay.
Classic one. So, in Georgia, far away from the land where it happened, and far away from the land where you were born, some kids in the backyard, they were playing and trying to score the header like yourself. So, how does it feel from your perspective, from someone who actually did this thing, realizing the thing that some kids in the faraway lands, like in Georgia or in Pakistan or something, even in motherfucking Russia, some kids are trying to score a header like yourself. Do you realize it by then, or what's the feeling after that?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy if you know, little kids are imitating the things that you've been doing in football, because that's what you're doing it for. To have the recognition what you did in football, and you know, that's everything, and especially in those kind of countries where children maybe don't have the tools of you know, developing themselves, but still doing it. It really touches my heart, really, absolutely.
In our childhood, we never had electricity. We didn't have the gas or even water most of the times, but we had football. Our own football was not that very successful by then, but some incredible human beings like yourselves have been bringing this hope to our society as well. So, by then, when you are an like active football player, do you realize how important you may be for like even the most distant parts of the world that you've never even visited until this moment?
Yeah, right.
Do you realize it by then?
First of all, I'm sorry to hear what you said. It's nothing to laugh, but you know, you said it, and it touches me because, of course, I realize, and you hear things and you see things, but you know, that's what I say. That's what you're doing it for. If you know, the football is a big community. We have a lot of influence on young person. And that's what you're doing for, you know. If you play football, it's to get the youth to have a dream, and to achieve the dream. Well, you have to start like this. I was not born with a golden spoon, you know. That's important.
We have time for one more question. Who has a great question? Then wave your hand really hard if you have a great one. Okay, I see this person right here, maybe. Pass the mic. There you go.
Hi. This is one of the most exciting.
Louder, please.
This is one of the most exciting day in my life because I'm your fan after 2002.
Thank you.
Even when I play with my friends with FIFA and choose the Legends team, and I have to choose the striker from Maradona or Pele or Patrick Kluivert, I choose always the Patrick.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So my question is, if we have the opportunity when the show ends to take a picture with you.
Come now. Come.
Thank you. Hey. Woo! I think that's a great way to end. A big round of applause.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And good luck. Georgia, good luck.
Yay!
Thank you, Aaron.
Great job.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Please take your seats. We are not done yet. Please, a few more minutes.
Okay, wait 1 second.
Please take your seats.
Thank you. Nice.
No,
Please take your seats. We have a few.
I'm going to make a selfie with you guys.
Moita, yo también,
Oh,
por favor.
okay.
Sí.
We have to be.
Where's my phone?
We have to be here.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Come on. Yeah. Come.
Gather.
Come.
Gather in the middle.
Oh my God, this is a.
Hey! Okay. On 3.
Come.
Okay.
Come.
Okay.
Come on.
On 3.
Come on.
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
What a wonderful way to end the first ever EuroPop Forum in Tbilisi.